you know?
And, I think that's also part of the curse of being the good student that we were talking about,
Oh,
because
yeah, totally.
when you're
It
so
means you can't
like,
fail, can you?
can't fail, never. I mean, it was like, even for me, if I got, like, a 99 on something, it would be like, "Why didn't you get 100?" You know? Or, "Why didn't if you get
Yeah,
100, why didn't you get 110?" You know? Whatever.
I've
And I think it's what's not great about that is that I actually don't feel like I learned very much except how to get 100, and that's not really learning.
I gotta tell you that's at working in universities and being in universities for the last few years, that's pretty much all I ever see is people that have become highly proficient at getting a good grade, and they don't know anything. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, the area that I'm teaching, neuroscience, that's that's mostly med students coming through.
Mm,
That's
not good.
doctors that are really good at getting high marks that don't really know anything.
Yeah.
Technically, they're qualified to do everything they do, but they end up learning on the job 10 years later rather than learning at university because the whole game here is how do I maximize the points?
Mhm. Yeah, and it's
And,
just
so I can see why you feel like you never learned anything.
yeah. I mean, one time, I remember in high school my high school was actually a very good high school, and I just got instilled with that from, like, earlier years. But anyway, I was working on something with a friend, and he was like, "Well, what do you think?" And I was like, "I don't see an answer in the textbook," like, I had to, like, be it word for word from the textbook, and he was like,
Yep.
"No, like, what do you think?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know, blah, blah, blah," and he was like, "Yeah, okay, that's good, write that down," and I was like, "I can write what I think?"
Wow.
What a concept. That's okay. Like, what I think could be right, could be a good
Do
answer.
you do you think that happens more with girls than boys?
Mm.
Or is it
I mean, I feel like maybe that's like a cultural thing too, like, I
yeah,
don't
that's
know.
what I mean. Like, do we do like do is this something that we push on girls more than we push on boys? Like, some of those weird 1950s gender differences that we still like to hold on to, how boys are meant to be rebellious and wild, and a good girl just does what she's told and she doesn't question, and that's part of that's I think that's a big part of the problem, is that we have
Yeah,
this image of the good female student just does exactly what she's told, says, "Yes, ma'am, yes, sir."
right. It's
And
like,
then you get praised for being so compliant.
yeah,